Guys, I'm going to go ahead and do the Tower of Power. Make sure you watch the math chat, and if you have any questions, go back and watch the math chat again. I just watched it and it seems pretty good to me, so we'll do the Tower of Power, at least a little bit of it, and see how it goes. But it seems um, pretty straightforward, just like this. Okay. So what was the longest measurement? Okay, so we want to look for the longest in inches because we start at 0 inches, go all the way to 5 inches. So I want to look at the longest part where I have x's. Okay, so we have 4.5. So I'm going to say that the longest is going to be 4.5. All right, good. The next one, which insect measurement was the most frequent? So you want to look at it, where are the most amount of X's? Well, excuse me, looks like I have 1.5. That one has the most amount of X's. So I'm going to write 1.5. There we go. And let's see what we have. I might make some mistakes just to see like what it actually does. What was the longest measurement? The length of the insects in inches. So I've got, starts at 0, 1 inch, and then 2 inches. They broke this up by, I think, eighths, and let's check that out. So I've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they did have it by 8. So my denominator will be an 8. So the longest measurement is 1 because I passed my 1 inch mark. And I'm going to go all the way to the very end. And I can count my little lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that'll be 7/8. So I passed my 1 inch. I went to my 7th line out of 8 little lines. Okay, so it should be 1 7/8. Okay, this next one, which insect measurement was most frequent? And so I want to look for most frequent is the most amount of X's. So it looks to be this second one. So I have 1 inch, and then I have 1, 2. I know that there's 8 lines here, so my denominator will be 8. I passed my 1 inch mark, and I went to my second little line, so that's going to be 2 right here. And then 2, and I said where my denominator is going to be 8 because there's 8 little lines. Alrighty, excuse me. Which line plot is divided into fourths? Okay, when I say fourths, that means that there's going to be 4 lines, okay? 3 in the middle and then 1 right here. So this one, there's nothing between the 0 and the 1, so that is not it. I'm looking from the 0 to the 1. This one just has 1 line, so that is not it. This last one has 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one would be fourths. All right, and let's plot the following data points. So the first one I need is at the half mark. So there's the half, 0, between 0 and 1. And then I have 1 at the 1. The next one's going to be 1 and 1/4. So I've got to go to the 1. And then the first one will be 1/4. So 1, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, or 2 out of 2 will be 1. So I'm stop there at 1 and 1/4. And then it says 1 and 1/4 again. So I'm going to put another one right there. And then it has 1 and 3/4. So I have the 1. 1, 2, 3 fourths. Okay. And then it says to put 1 out of 3. And then this one says 3/4. So I'm at my 3. and it wants me to go to the third line, 1, 2, 3, 3/4. That looks to be it. All right, and it says which line plot is divided into eighths. So we want to look between the 0 and the 1 and look for the one that has 8 lines. Well, it has 7 lines and then there'll be a whole number. So this one has 1, 2, or I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So that is not 8. Let's look at the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. That looks like it might be it, but let's always double check and make sure we're not missing something. I have the 0 to the 1. There's only one line, so that cannot be it. So this second one should be the eighths. All right, a botanist measured the height of plants in various locations and recorded the data in the table below. Use the data in the table to create a line plot using 1/8 meters. Okay, so there's going to be 8 lines between these. We just need to plot the data. Okay, so the height of the plant. So plant number 1 is 1.5. So I've got my 1 right there. And my half is going to be my darkened line right here. If you're not sure about it, there should be 8 lines. Half of 8 is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should be 1.5. The next one is 3/8. I did not pass the inch mark, so I'm going to start at 0 and count to 3. 1, 2, 3, 3/8. The next one's going to be 1/4. All right, so now they're going to get kind of tricky, okay? They're breaking this, instead of eighths, they're breaking it up in a tricky way of fourths. So if I'm looking at 8 and I divide it by 4, so 8 divided by 4 is 2. So that means every 2 would be 1/4. So 1, 2, that is 1/4. Okay, now I'm going to go look at the next one is 1 and 7/8. So I'm at 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. And then 1/4 again. It's the same one. And then 3/4. So keep in mind, every 2 lines will be a fourth. Okay, so I'm skipping. There's 1/4, skip, 2/4, skip, 3/4. Okay, and then the number 7 says 3/4 also. So it should look like this. Good. Looks like we got it. All right, and I Zearned my first one. Hopefully this helps, but if you have any problems, make sure to go back to your video.